Hello, I'm Kurt Lidke with the Herald and News. It's Friday, March 1st, 2019. Here's a rundown of some of the top stories affecting the Klamath Basin. It's the Klamath Countdown. Many of those who spoke about rules being proposed by Oregon Water Resources Department were opposed, at least in part, to changes that could impact the next 2 irrigation seasons in the Klamath Basin. About 25 individuals braved inclement weather to attend a public session hosted by OWRD staff from Klamath Falls and Salem at Oregon Tech on Tuesday afternoon. This session is one of 2 recent meetings being used to compile comments on proposed new rules impacting groundwater wells in the Klamath Basin. Public written comments on the proposed Oregon administrative rules will be accepted by staff for review no later than 5 p.m. on Monday, March 4th. The Oregon Water Commission will then meet in mid-April to consider action on the rules. Opposing groups include Klamath Tribes and the Oregon Cattlemen's Association. Lithia Toyota of Klamath Falls has opened its new standalone dealership on Washburn Way, just a few blocks north of the Lithia Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge dealership. Formerly the Klamath County Shops property, the dealership sits on 15 acres of land and has about 180 new cars on the lot at present, as well as around 80 used cars. The dealership employs 35, but that is expected to grow as the business grows. The dealership's first day of business was February 8th, with the service department opening on February 11th. Now, some of the former county buildings will be repurposed so that the dealership can store cars and equipment to keep them out of inclement weather. A senior trooper is suing Oregon State Police, alleging that his supervisor in the Klamath Falls office harassed and retaliated against him for taking medical leave and filing workers' compensation claims for injuries suffered on the job. Mark McDougall, a 20-year trooper, suffered a severe spinal injury after he was run over by a suspect's car in 2014 and then aggravated that injury in October while administering CPR to a suspect. McDougall separately injured his shoulder during defensive tactics training and required surgery. Earlier this month, he suffered a concussion on the job. The suit alleges that McDougall's supervisor, Sergeant Patrick Trippett, repeatedly mocked McDougall for his injuries, called him a gay slur around other troopers, and made derogatory remarks about McDougall in his criticisms of him for filing workers' compensation claims. McDougall's suit comes amid similar complaints lodged last year against Trippett from 6 other troopers who have worked with McDougall in the Klamath Falls Area Command Office. Suicide is always a difficult topic to discuss, but now there is a fairly new mental health coalition formed last fall that is breaking down those barriers in ways not seen in Klamath County before. The group, called You Matter to Klamath, led by Klamath Basin Behavioral Health, is comprised of some 25 to 30 people who represent a wide swath of the basin, from youth to healthcare professionals, and they're all laser focused on suicide prevention. You Matter to Klamath includes mental health counselors, intervention specialists, city and county school district workers, Klamath Tribes members, law enforcement officials, including District Attorney Eve Costello, teen group representatives, and the media, just to name a few. There's lots going on this weekend. Here are just a few options for you. Friday evening in Lakeview, a special sign relighting ceremony will take place at the historic Alger Theater, where for the first time in years, the theater's grand neon sign will turn on after extensive restorations at 6:15 p.m. Everyone in attendance gets free glow sticks and popcorn for a screening of classic cartoons inside. Friday and Saturday marks the opening weekend of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels at the Linkville Playhouse. Shows continue Fridays and Saturday nights at 7 through March. It's a comedy musical based on the classic 1980s film of the same name. Also Friday evening at 7 is a special 10th anniversary screening of the film Coraline at the Ross Raglan Theater, with members of Portland-based Leica Film Studios, who produced the now iconic stop-motion animated film, present to provide an introduction. On Saturday, the Monster Truck Insanity Tour comes to the Klamath County Fairgrounds with a variety of events filled with horsepower and car-crunching action starting at 7 p.m. This weekend is also the annual Sky Lakes Health Fair at the Klamath County Fairgrounds on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. The free event includes everything from health checks to free emergency classes, and even analysis of your golf swing and a walk through a giant colon. As always, for a full rundown of upcoming events, check out Thursday's Limelighter section. So until next week, for these stories and so much more, be sure to pick up your daily copy of the Herald and News, or visit us online at heraldandnews.com.